thing to everything going on, and I would say, Nas, when you're ready, let's go. I'm actually writing a letter to Trump tomorrow to come tell him to lock Ricky up in the studio. I mean, this is a Republican president, and I don't think he has a problem locking up this mayor. I mean, it's ridiculous. But you can't expect any results from a police department when you have a federal felon crackhead and a pizza man. I mean, it's a reality. I mean, I'm sorry to sound so blunt, but you have a federal felon crackhead and a pizza man, and you're expecting justice. That's like expecting the Pillsbury Doughboy to go on Weight Watchers and become slim again. It ain't going to happen.
Well, this is why I have some serious concerns that I am going to have it looked into, because that is a breach of my privacy. And I feel like when you have an investigation...
Explain what you're saying.
Tell us what happened. Tell us what happened.
Let me finish. It's a breach, and I feel like it's dangerous, and that when you have an investigation such as a homicide, this ain't somebody went and stole something out of Food Bazaar. No, this is deeper than this, and we cannot have the wrong information getting into the wrong hands, because Mount Vernon is full of a sister who know a brother who know a cousin who knows a friend who gets back to the culprit. I'm not having that, and I'm having this looked into at whatever level I need to, because now you got my life on the line, because I'm telling stuff to people that I think is city officials and police that don't have no background. But I'm not having that. But now this is going to be investigated, because somebody got to tell me something. And I feel like with me learning of this, that Richard Thomas and Commissioner Fatigate should have been the first ones to call me and explain this to me. Butter this down somehow, because right now it's not looking good. Silence speaking volumes, bruh. Volumes.
Nas, explain it to
and the reason
listeners.
why I asked this is because I had sent a text out because I was not getting any feedback into my son's case. And I don't feel like I should have to work with White Plains or the feds or any higher forms of government when you're being paid down here to handle my son's case. But what they will do is let White Plains and the feds take and solve the case, and then they take the credit. You will not get the credit if you did not do it. But what happened is I sent a text out, and I sent it to Commissioner Fatigate, Mayor Thomas, Officer Mitchell, the Westchester County DA's office, and several others, and stating that I was not getting any feedback on my son, and I'm tired of getting, to be frank about it, smoke blown up my ass. I don't need that. I'm not a person that you can stroke my ego, find somebody that's weaker. I'm not the one. You cannot just tell me anything and brush me off. I'm not having that. And I sent them, and I said that you guys consistently don't return my calls. You tell me you're getting emails and that. I'm gonna go through whatever sources I have to. I'm not gonna beg you anymore. And with that post, that group texts every single day. Since then, I text Justice for Junior. You will not forget. They might have put me on Do Not Disturb or something, but you're going to hear from me regardless. But after I still didn't get any feedback after their text, I decided to publish it. I published it, and then I had gotten a phone call. How my number is so loosely given out, I don't understand. But I got a phone call, and they wanted to speak to me in reference to the stuff that's happening with my son's case. And I spoke to Roberta James, because I know her, from Mount Vernon, and she had let me speak to this Spezio person. I don't know him, don't care about him. I never heard of him involved in the case, and this was in June until now. I all I've known as deputy commissioners was Mitch and Sean Harris and Fatigate. It's like everybody's a commissioner, so I don't know who to talk to. So hey, she put me on the phone with him. He say he's deputy commissioner. He's the top. This is her words. He's the one that can get stuff done. Okay, let me speak to him.
So you called her?
No, she called me. And then she came to my job, and we spoke to this man on the phone. So we had agreed to. He was asking me some questions. Who is this and who did this? That's not the way to really conduct a homicide interview. But upon talking to him, it's like a light bulb went on. But wait a minute, you're the commissioner. Everything I'm talking about, they already know. Mm-hmm. So you should know all of these things. So I kind of fell back, and then that evening they called me back. So when they called me back, he told me that Mount Vernon is going to have some changes. He's assuring me that the case is going to be investigated. He told me about some appointments that I made. How you know that? I don't know. And I just let it go, and I was like, because I'm thinking I'm talking to somebody, and I figured that Roberta, I seen her with the mayor. I'm hearing she's something with City Hall, so I figured, I trust that. I give Richie the benefit of the doubt. But when you're not contacting me back, you proving, you proving yourself. You know what I'm saying? You should be the first one. What I can say about Ernie is that when we was out here and we was running and things was happening, he agreed to see us. Mm-hmm. And Carl Bell would have been the first person if that text went out to call me, to assure me. So now this man is telling me, oh, everything is going to be fine. I got these appointments. One of the things, I'm going to back up to come forward. Sorry about that. When speaking to Roberta, the first words out of her mouth was, we want to get to the bottom of this. I want you to speak to this person. And that, I'm like, all lives matter when it comes to homicides, crimes, period. Any crime. Everybody's life matter. I don't care if you're blue, black, green, a little green android man on my shoulder. I don't care. Everybody matters. And for you to say, they're not doing much because they think it's gang on gang crime, I'm like, that's not for them to decide.
That's right.
Because you're innocent until proven guilty.
That's right.
So that's not for you to decide. But, fast forward into speaking to him that night, he assured me that they're going to work diligently. Somebody's going to contact me weekly. That was about a week and a half ago. I haven't heard from nobody yet. But somebody was going to contact me weekly. And if I had any problems, they're going to put my house on special alert. Just more smoke blown. Now, he had a cigar in his mouth because he was blowing smoke too. But you cannot do that. And then for me to turn around and get this letter sent to the mayor that they're not nothing. Now I'm in a car talking to a regular civilian. How could they even talk to me in reference to a homicide case? Okay, how? I asked somebody, what is her position?
Right.
Because, I ran out to see her at work real quick. It was a real brief conversation, and I ran back into work. But after seeing this, I was like, what is her position in City Hall? What is her position in the police department? What is his position? Why haven't I seen him? Why haven't I heard from him? Because when I did say that, Richie and them was present throughout most of the summer. And just like I said, Vitelli has been... He has been helping. He's trying. He do call me, but his hands is tied. His hands is tied.
But Mitch,
so how much could he do?
Is it protocol to have a known felon, which she is?
This is going to be investigated.
To be involved in a homicide case.
No, no, it's not. And what I must say is this.
And how loosely is this stuff given out? I don't understand.
The proper protocol would have been to have you come in or me come to you. To talk to you on the phone about something as devastating as that is inappropriate, unprofessional.
I shared some stuff with him that I didn't even share with none of the rest of the people in the investigation.
When you got to the DA's office, what did they tell you?
Now I feel crazy.
When you got to the DA's office, what did they tell you?
Hold on, Sam.
I had a meeting with the Westchester County DA because that's who I go to, because I feel like I'm getting nowhere with Mount Vernon. That's who agrees to see me. That's who make appointments and sit down with me and tell me where we are in my case. I just happened to, he told me of an appointment that I didn't know about. And I said to the DA, the ADA, I said, you know, we have an appointment with such and such, and she says no. And I said, well, this person told me that you have an appointment, and she was like, who is that? And I'm like, well, he's the supposed to be the top cop or deputy commissioner or something like that. And they didn't know of him. So that raised a red flag. So I came home, I got the text. I texted the ADA back and was like, now you see why I have trust issues? Nobody can explain to me what are these people's positions. I believe in professionalism. I'm sorry.
That's right.
I believe in that, and that's not professional when anybody, Mount Vernon has to stop. Stop it. It's either that or don't hire a damn person from Mount Vernon because it's too personal and there's a lot of conflicts.
But that's the thing. That's the catch. None of them are from Mount Vernon.
But that's the catch. That's the thing, because you know we've been suffering with hiring individuals who live in Mount Vernon, and you assume that they will operate a certain way, and then now somebody goes in and they try a different strategy where you hire somebody from outside and bring them in with the assumption that they will conduct themselves a certain way.
Let me say this, and this is
and before you go, Mitch, now I'm learning too from last week when I had my meeting at the district attorney's office, is that they don't wipe everybody out of homicide. And now they're bringing in, I think, 5 or 6 new people. I have concerns because now don't we got to go back forward to learn the case, and you can't just keep changing this midway. This is not a game of life. This is not a game of life. This is real life here, and we are feeling it. I feel it every day.
Let me say something. As a former homicide detective, and part of the problem is it began some time ago, back in 2009. When they started changing up the department for political reasons. And that was with
2009.
With the
there
chief.
There were 11 murders.
Before
and
Bell
that
got
was the
there.
year that the homicide unit was defunct.
Before, they defunct it, and I was part of it. I was in the homicide unit, one of the most successful in Mount Vernon history. Went on vacation. I came
back in the day when Latara Donda and all of them was in there.
Yeah, well, that was our competition.
Yeah.
But I came back from vacation, and they had moved me. I got